Good morning. I'm bringing interesting and exciting news today, but before I get to that, today I'm going to try and survive a whole day of grunt work. But before everything else, let's grab some coffee. I was thinking, instead of suffering in my office all alone or with Samantha, I was thinking to try and reduce the pain of said grunt work by going to work remotely somewhere with just a nice vibe. Unfortunately, there's some strikes and protests with transportation, so instead I'm going to go with plan B and go somewhere else. Ooh, there's a lot of parrots around here, which is kind of cool actually. Today I'm going to work on grunt work. It's the kind of work that is just very, very boring, very tedious, very uncreative, time consuming, and overall nobody wants to do it. So I'm just gonna search for a place to set up here amongst nature. The idea is I've never worked remotely here before. I don't know how it's gonna go. I do hope I can find a spot to set up and work. I am just going to improvise here. Wow, there's parrots somewhere. It's kind of appropriate considering the game I'm working on is called Packers. If you've seen my previous video, a demo of Packers has been submitted for Steam's Next Fest. It's been approved for release, and honestly that's kind of exciting. We do have an official release date. It's April 2, so mark that in your calendars. Kind of just enjoying the weather, but enough chilling. Let's go actually find a spot to work. Look at all the fishies! I was hoping to see some picnic tables around to like sit, so I gotta improvise all the way. So let's see if I can use this as my table to work. My tablet is kind of just resting on this huge log. But this is definitely the weirdest setup as a remote worker I've ever had. Anyway, the first pre-release grunt work is setting up achievements. We have about 50, I think, achievements. One thing I really like about this setup is that I have like a dedicated cup holder over here and a phone holder over here. So just to show you a little bit what I'm going through. For each achievement, I need to press this button and then I have to set up the API ID and then the display name and description. I need to set up the icons for unlock and lock. So I need to do this 50 times. There's an ant on my keyboard. It's been several hours now and I managed to write most of the achievements I had in mind. Unfortunately, it's not 50. We currently have 40. Maybe we can implement a bit more later on. I can kind of show here. I've written all the achievements on the Excel sheet. This is to communicate to the engineer to implement the triggers and just to have it as a documentation. And then I have actually implemented them into the Steam's website. We're done with achievements, and I think I'm gonna move spot to the next grunt work on my list. So let's go. So for kind of improvised desk setup by nature, it's actually not bad. I was pretty comfortable. So let's find a different spot to work now to do grunt work number 2 and then grab lunch maybe. Okay, so I found my next spot to work at. It actually has a table, which is really nice. So I'm gonna set up then. I'm gonna set up here to do grunt work number 2. So for the second work, I kind of need to update the website. So I've updated the website. I didn't realize how outdated our website was. A few of our members were not added in the credit, and the trailer was not even in the website. It has the press kit option. Instead of going to a Google Drive, I decided to make a post on our blog. One last thing I really want to do before moving on is announcements of our actual release date, including the dates when our demo will be available. Announce it on the blog post, announce it on my Discord. I also think I could potentially make my first Steam post. Maybe we should make my first Steam post. So let's get that done, and then I'm gonna head off for lunch. Alright, so a little bit of an update. I have managed to complete grunt work number 3 or 4. I've lost track. It's just I've lost track. Except the ones on Steam, because it looks like for Steam I need to enable like community settings to be able to start posting. I am really hungry, so let's find somewhere to eat. Hong Kong style milk tea, yes. So I have, oh, that's hot. Ooh. Fried rice, intestines cooked in spicy peppers. Okay, so I've eaten and I'm quite full and tired. It's been a fun day. It's nice to get out and still do some progress. I think I'm gonna work for another hour or two. I'm gonna try to find a different spot and work. There's still a lot to do. There's still like bug testing. I think the 40 achievements that I've implemented today, they're great, but I think for an idle clicker game, it can go out until like 50 or 100. There's a tortoise! Oh my god, guys! It's walking slow, but steady. As I was saying before, this beautiful creature kind of just interrupted me. So, marketing grant work, we have editing short clips for social media, and most importantly, compiling a list of content creators. So, I would also need to email and reach out to streamers and press and any journalists who would want to talk about our game. So there's still a lot of work despite the actual game is kind of ready for release. Alright guys, I said I was gonna get a second coffee. I just changed my mind. I got a beer. They also gave me a bit of olives to snack on with my beer. Let's start compiling a list of content creators to reach out. Got an Excel sheet going on, and I'm going to just go through it.
El canicolate, conoces, con los caracteres, el canicolate.
I do think it is time to wrap up though and head home. I think for like a weekend light grunt work was not bad. Just gonna chug down my beer because it's kind of a waste. Alright guys, I made it home. Thanks for joining me today. It's been a great kind of work slash weekend day. Go check out Packers on Steam. Don't forget to wishlist and thanks for watching. Bye!